Hello everyone, my name is Riley and this is RDW Glass. Please make sure if you like watching these glass blowing videos that you're liking these videos and subscribing, because every single Tuesday we post new glass blowing related videos. Today, in this video, we're going to be going over a specific kind of tool. I'm going to switch the camera over and you'll see what type of tool I'm talking about. Alright. Got a few things going on over here. Got 2 hand pipes, a little section of tube, and a section of color. Now here are the tools that we're talking about today. I turned off. Alright. Now the tools we're talking about today are called grabbers. Claw grabbers, just grabbers. So, if I were to want to take this piece and attach a punty to it, yes, I have a nice long handle here, but this might be too close for some people. And I have some even closer sections, but actually, if I could make this section here. Alright, so if I were to put my hand trying to connect this in the flame, my hand gets really close and we don't want to burn ourselves. We want to try to burn ourselves as least as possible. So the point of these grabbers is to be able to hold that for you. That becomes your fingers. See, a lot of the tools are meant to be your hands. Like if you wanted to stretch something, you should use tweezers and pinch and pull. It's the thing with these tools. Use them as your hands. Now you see there's 3 different kinds. Alright? So this one is one that we're going to use for this tube, because I enjoy how these grasp the tube. Okay? Now I want to show you an example of why I only use these ones for grabbing the rods. Alright, so I use these, and occasionally I don't have these right on my table, so I've used these to hold a bowl. So if these get too hot, or if your glass is too hot when you go to hold your bowl, what will end up happening is there will be spots. Let's zoom in on this. You can see there's always like graphite on my fingers. You can see right there, right there, right there, and even there are all spots from where you can see where this was grabbing it. So that is why I do not like using these for the tubing. And also, these grasp the tube better in my opinion anyways. And also, this also grasps tubes better, and I enjoy the way those grab a hold of the things. That's why I brought the hand pipe out, so I could show you. So I can, one, show you why I don't use these specifically for hand pipes, and then also to show you that like there's different grabbers for different reasons. These 3 come in a beginner kit sold on mountainglass.com. So if you're interested in getting these grabbers, go to mountainglass.com and you can pick these up. I believe it comes in that set. And then there's like other companies that sell ones like this is. I'm pretty sure Griffin Glass sells this. So, and these just go like a lot wider than these ones did. So that's why I have these. And these I have to use for the bigger tubing, which means I just have to be more careful with my heat. So yeah. So I'm going to show you today. Put these to the side. Actually, we'll take these and we'll put them over here. They will not get messed with. And I will show you this in use. And you see how they each have a twist? That goes in to lock into place wherever you have it. And it usually stays where it needs to, but if it doesn't, you have a way to lock it into place. The reason I don't like locking them into place all the time is because what has happened to me is, so this process we're going to use just to attach a punty, right? Well, after you attach the punty, you no longer need the grabbers. So if you'd have to untwist and pull it off instead of just like, you know, so that's why I don't usually lock them into place. But if it keeps sliding out or anything like that, you definitely gotta lock it into place. I have this right here. It's an open-ended tube that we pulled off of the end of a joint, and it's open on both ends, and I want to close this end off. But if I were to try to roll my hand in this, remember how flames shoot out of there, so this flame would be hitting my hand, and then my hand would be all burnt. So you can utilize the grabbers just like that. And this one I am going to tighten, because when I work with it, I'm going to be pressing it, and when I press it, it'll probably slide up, but that's okay if it slides up a little bit, but I don't want it to slide out completely, and that's why we are going to lock it into place. That's cool. Alright, so we got our 3 things lined up here. Haha. See, that's why the lock is good sometimes. Alright. I think if we would have locked that. Took a lot longer to sling out, huh? Alright. That's good. That's in there. All things to work with. Cool. Alright. Remember, ventilation. I used to do the videos from the side and it would show me, but I got comments saying that it was preferred like a third-person view, so that's why we keep it in a third-person view. Go ahead and send a comment about what type of angle of the camera you enjoy. Let me know if you guys enjoy this view as if you were right here doing it. Alright, remember, safety glasses available on mountainglass.com, Lampwork Supply, and even abrimagery.com. They sell stuff. Make sure you say what you're thankful for today, guys. Thankful for these glass colors. Thankful for these tools. I'm thankful for this torch. I'm thankful we have fans for ventilation, because if I was in a room doing this with no ventilation, I would pass out. Alright, let's start with this. Why not? And remember, you do not put glass directly. Let's see if we can even this out a little bit. You do not put glass directly into your fully oxidized flame. You get that propane flame going, and once you have this coated in black, which is just soot, which is a mixture of the propane and oxygen flame very lightly, then we'll slowly turn our oxygen up, and then sometimes we just go for it. Alright. You can see the glass is beginning to fold over on itself. That's exactly what I wanted. I wanted to close this end off like we talked about. Remember, we can take a punty and we can pull the glass off just to make it where it's not so thick. Okay, and then we, remember, glass goes to cold to hot, it breaks. That's why we don't just put this glass right in the flame. So when we put this in some cold water, that glass we just took off of here cracks right off, exactly as we needed it to. Now, while we're getting this hot, I want this bottom to sit flat. That's the reason I'm flattening this piece out, or closing this tube off in the first place, is because I want this tube to sit flat, and I want to put those pokers that I make inside of it. So, let's do so. Okay? One way to check if something's flat too is by letting it drop on your table. You can really twist it. Alright? And oh, I want to pick this piece up and push it down. So what do? I grab my tweezers and use those as my hand. Because remember, you do not want to pick the glass up that you've just been working with. It's hot. Yeah, I dropped it. No, that's hot too. Give it a little push down. And now we have a piece that's sitting flat. And you remember, whenever we work with glass, it has to anneal. Because it has to not just go from the temperature of right in front of a torch to then the temperature of the room. Okay? So you gotta, once again, get back to that high propane, low oxygen flame. Coat the piece in soot. That way now the heat is coated inside of this, or the heat is coated around this piece. So now you can leave it on your table and just let it cool down. Alright? So remember, what I wanted to do with this color section is I wanted to get it attached to a puntee. Now I could do this, right? But my hand is so close to the flame that it's highly likely that I'll burn myself. So instead, I'll use these grabbers. I'll itch my arm because it itches. And now I can get this piece hot in the glass without having to put my fingers so close to it. See? And now we can just slide that off. And then you know how we roll it in this Elmarver to make everything flat. And with just using this, look, we were able to make beautiful connection. Right. And last but not least, we wanted to take this color and also attach it to a handle. And this one, yeah, we could hold because it's long enough, but that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is to show you that you can utilize these grabbers. And see how I'm using this one to actually help even things out? Couldn't do that with the other one because it was too close. And then now I'll pull that off. And if you're like, whoa, that color that looks like that turned to that when you heated it up. Well, the reason it got from that color to that color when we got it hot in front of the flame is because it is a striking color. Now you may be saying, what is a striking color? You should go watch last week's video. Last week's video we talked about striking colors. And the week before that we talked about fuming. And those two go hand in hand. So, today, what we did was we explained these three grabbers, right? And while explaining these three grabbers, we began to get the prep ready that we needed to use these grabbers to create. So what we did was we talked about how these are not used for the tubing, in my personal opinion, because it can leave marks if you get it too hot. As long as you can learn heat control, it doesn't matter. You can use any of these on anything. These I prefer for the tubing because I like the way it grabs it. These I enjoy to use for anything because it doesn't just pinch into the piece. It once again just grabs it. So I think these are like grabbers and this is like a pincher, realistically. Alright. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. Please make sure you're liking these videos if you're getting some type of information from them. Please feel free to comment or direct message me on Instagram, because on Instagram we have our daily posts and we post the creations that we make on our Instagram. And then the other thing we have is our website, and that's where we post all the glass for sale. And we also do auctions on Instagram every so often and Etsy, but we do not have anything up there because Etsy does not like paraphernalia. So thank you guys so much for your support. Please make sure you're liking these videos if you're liking what you're seeing. Subscribe to the channel. Stay safe, everybody. Happy melting. Peace. Just wanted to pop back in real quick and say, do remember that this is video number 40. So we've been going through a lot of different videos. Make sure you guys are going back and checking that stuff out. From the start, we've had creating a slide real quick, doing twisted cane, mushrooms, showing how you do a 1, 2, 3, and 4 hole screen, the pokers, millies, horn handles, stringers, cutting and polishing, glass cleaning, mushroom slider, a flower pendant, a blowout, hand pipes, wig wags, single hole bowls, hammer handles, polishing, tubing, getting started. That's a great video for anyone getting started, which that was video number 20. Glass blowing, big bowl on a budget, glass blowing with point pulling, spooky stuff, tube lip wraps. This one was really cool video to watch too. It's Happy Halloween. I just created Halloween glass. Oxygen run, like what it's like to do an oxygen run. Old school bubblers. How to create an ash catcher. How to create a one hitter. Creating a glass candy cane, glass gnome, glass snowman, Christmas glass, New Year's video. That was a cool one because I made I used like lettering. That's a cool video. Check that one out. How to make a glass marble. That's one of our most popular videos. How to make a glass loop. That's for pendants. How to create a fully worked slider. That's a great video to check out. How to fume glass. And striking colors. And then remember, today's video is all about claw grabbers, and that would be video number 40. So thank you guys if you've been watching all these videos. That's amazing. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Appreciate it. I'm gonna keep posting these every single Tuesday, so keep up with us. Stay safe, everyone. Peace. Happy melting.